Hi everybody, Bo Yoder here with another live demo of the Wiggle Wins method, which is the only trading approach that doesn't require you to have precision in your market timing. So what I wanted I wanted to throw this up here. I've already got one contract out, a little bit slow on the uptake. I realized this is a kind of a great teachable moment. So here we have a market that's been up very dramatically. I made an earlier video and traded down in this area. Right now we have kind of a head and shoulders. We have three distinct failures to break to a new high. There's a lot of stops under these lows at 92.25. So I think the market and all the market making community is going to try to build up short exposure to flip out to those lows. So I'm going to jump on board on that. Right now I've got one contract short, and I've got some more offers out there in case we get more wiggles. And another retest, and actually I want to put one more up in case we had a false breakout here.
Order
There
submitted.
seems to be a lot of distribution, and I want to absorb that liquidity and flip it out for a profit. So if I just get filled here, that's more of a momentum market, and I'll go ahead and just buy it back right in this area.
Order submitted.
Hopefully it's not just a one and done. Yeah, we're starting to get some back and fill. If I can get filled here, awesome. Then I will I'll bid it back right here at the lows. Coming up to me is going to fill me.
Order filled.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and just buy that back for a profit
Order
if it
submitted.
wiggles lower. And actually, let's go ahead and mark these out. I've been doing this so long, I do a lot of things in my head. When I'm teaching, I like to make it a little more explicit where the different levels are. Right there. And let's see. Yeah, right there. All right, so kind of pushing back up. Again, if my thesis is correct, then the market makers are going to jiggle this back up to try to get people long, and then whip it back down and get paid, and jiggle it and get long, and whip it down to get paid. And then eventually they'll flush it, and we'll see these lows go. So hopefully this will happen pretty quickly. I don't want this to be too long a video. Kind of keep these little videos snack sized so that you get a demonstration in real time of how really with Wiggle Wins and this method and approach to trading, you're letting the market's actual energy, the inherent chaos and whipsaws that we all loathe as directional traders, to actually be the engine for paying you. All right, so we got a little bit of a sell move. Let's see if that creates a lower high that can produce a retest of these lows, in which case I'll buy back and get paid at 96.50. And if I get paid at 96.50, I'll throw it right back out at 5100. Maybe we'll get some sideways action. I'll be able to buy and sell the same two levels a couple of times. As I record this, it's 11:37 a.m. Eastern, so we're entering into the Noontime Doldrums, which also adds to my odds for success because there's a natural tendency, especially when the market's been very directional, for people to take some profits off and go to lunch. So I think we're in pretty good shape. All right, come on down and pay me. Here, let's go look at that on the 10-second level. Did it come to my tick? No, I think it just missed me by a tick. Let's see here. Yeah, missed me by a tick. Here we go. Come on down, flush me out. Flush me out, and then rebid. Here we go.
Order filled.
On the bid, and got filled. Awesome. Putting it right back out. If they're going to come
Order
back up
submitted.
to me, I will take that liquidity all day long. Again, I'm not trying to pick market direction other than the broad strokes. If I get that wrong, I'll get slapped. I'll get what I call a flattening. I'll get flattened out. But as long as the market just jiggles and wiggles, no matter whether it goes up and down a little, up and down a lot, whether it's violent, whether it's slow and boring, as long as it comes up and fills me on the ask, since I'm short, I buy it back on the bid. So right now I just have one contract out there going for the eventual target. I'm kind of hoping this is a little double bottom so I get that next fill back up and I can continue this sequence. Only about 4 minutes in. You know, sitting on profit now. I'm up 2.5, 3 points. If I wanted to scratch here, of course I could. But I don't see any contraindication. If we look at the 5-minute chart, you can see this head and shoulders is very much in effect. There's a high probability we're going to go down and set up the head and shoulders below the neckline. There's a lot of liquidity there. Market maker is going to be very hungry to feed that liquidity, especially since they probably got stuck on the short side in this quick run up. So they're going to spend as much time as they can jiggling and wiggling sideways, just filling in that hole, getting profits, getting profits, getting profits, bringing their price basis to a level to where they can flush those lows around 93, and at which point this trade will be resolved. All right, so let's see if we can get another little up thrust. Another little up thrust. Just needed to get to 125. Almost there. 2 ticks. Oh, 1 tick. Let's go. Come on, I'm on the offer. I'm on the offer. Didn't get filled. On the offer. On the offer. Didn't get filled. Oh, that's going to be disappointing if that's
filled.
it. Nope. Got it. Beautiful. So we sold it on the ask.
Order submitted.
Buying it back at our predefined bid. If this thing doinks to the upside, I'll get filled again with another level. Totally fine. As much wiggling and jiggling as this market wants to give me going into the noontime doldrums, I am good with it. It's kind of a sweet spot for things, especially after a directional day. And that's one of the really cool benefits about this that I'm kind of excited about myself. This is a style I really haven't traded in a long time, and I was spending a lot of time trying to figure out, how would I teach trading to my kids? Because so much of what I do and so much of what I teach and train and mentor others on is really about human behavioral analysis. And if you're a child, you don't have that database of human interaction to make those concepts relevant. So I really needed something that would be not mechanical, but simplistic, right? Like building a block tower. Buy it on the bid, sell it on the ask. And really the skill where you win or lose is all based on picking the area of operations, which can be very simplistic or very sophisticated depending on how much energy you want to put into it. But once that's set, it's very, very simple to manage the positions. And again, you're just hoping for these wiggles. Can I reload? Now is it going to retest the lows? Then am I going to get a reload? Then is it going to test the lows? Every time it does that, it's another payday. So again, we're looking at a 10-second chart so we can see the microstructure. You can see that the volume here is sort of declining. Not a lot of passion. Usually when the volume dries out, it shows that the market makers have absorbed both sides of the market in as much as they can. They've got very sophisticated algorithms and computer programs to keep track of all that. And when they feel the market's starting to get weak, then they'll slap it. So here's a little bit of a slap. Let's see if we can get to the lows and break down and get paid. All right, so another payday. You can see the volume starting to kick in. Okay, now I have to decide, am I interested in trading this range again?
Order submitted.
Go ahead and put the order in, and let's just do a little bit of analysis. Yeah, we got some tails there, but again, this area here I think is a very strong payday for market makers who are building up net short positions. And so there's going to be a very strong economic incentive to get down to that level. And if I'm wrong, I'll take a stop. Right? Like any forecasting or bias in the markets. Just kind of hanging out. Sell side is where the game's at, I think, right now. Oh, very sad little lower high there. Might be a little bit of a base, and then we're going to break lower, or they might whip it back up to the highs, and I get filled short at 100.25 yet again. Wiggle, wiggle. When you're long, you're just buying it on the bid, selling it on the ask. When you're short, you're just selling the ask and buying back the bid. Rinse and repeat. So you see it's kind of grinding back up here. There's really not a lot of buying pressure at this point. Let's see if they pop it back to the highs. Missed me. Missed me by a bit. So at this point, you see I'm in this wonderfully agnostic position. I've already got profits, so I'm padded. If nothing else happens, I'm up $1.50. I can scratch if something turns against me. So I'm in a position of power. I don't feel any stress or anxiety. I'm in total control of the process here, and I'm just passively waiting. All right, they're gonna fill me again. Ah, they missed me. Come on, come on. You know you want to. Give me money. No, this market's very heavy. Oh, that's too bad. Oh, that would have been such a fun top tick. And that'll happen when you do this consistently. So again, being agnostic to what the market is doing, not being reliant on market timing and having that endless frustration cycle of taking a position, getting whipsawed out, and either taking it again or passing and having it go to your profit objective. Here I'm just trading liquidity. I'm trading the chaos and the noise and the inherent energy in this day's session. So we're about 10 minutes in, a little bit quieter, not quite as fast as some of my previous videos, but everything's good. 100% win rate, no real heat, no real stress. And that's the thing that's kind of fun. If the market goes up, I get to go short again at 125, which is a great place. I've already made some money there, twice. If it goes lower, I've still got a contract out there bid at 93.25, so I can make some extra money there. Okay, here we go back to the lows. So I don't really care what the market does. And that puts you in a position that's really great from a neurobiological level, because most people spend their trading session with a sense of angst and stress and uncertainty and worry, and here you're actually flipping everything on its head. Then the uncertainty and what used to be the worry, the uncertainty is actually your friend. The wiggles are the power, the gasoline in the engine of this. They're the wind that makes the sailboat go. So more wiggles, the better. Imagine if you had a directional trade. Forget about direction, long or short, doesn't matter. And you're watching this market doing what it's doing right now. How are you feeling? All right, you probably you feel like you flipped a coin and you're waiting for the coin to come heads or tails. It's not the way that it goes with wiggle wins. And you'll also notice that because of the activity and the amount of engagement that you have, you're actually going to engage the parts of your brain that put you into flow state. And that flow state is the opposite of the sort of sitting there squirming in agony with your inner dialogue yammering about, you're second guessing, you're questioning yourself, you're worrying if you made the right decision, you're obsessing over whether you should trail your stops, and all those other decisions that are constantly sort of being teased by your brain as your brain sits idle and starts to make up stories about how you could self-sabotage your trading process. With the wiggle wins method, you're constantly engaged, and so it keeps that brain system called the default mode network quiet. And that's where the devil on your shoulder lives. That's where that inner dialogue, the self-doubt, the second guessing, that's where that comes from. So you're almost shutting yourself off by trading this way, and so you end up with what really feels effortless, and you have a lot more discipline than you might have with a more directional approach, where really the edge in directional trading is about boredom and patience. Most people overtrade. Most people can't just sit there in silence for days, hours, waiting for the perfect trade setup and the perfect market timing to show. There's definitely a powerful art and craft to that. With wiggle wins, you're essentially trading the way that people traded for over 100 years on the floor, in the stock exchange, before screens, before charts, before computers. They didn't have all this data to look at, and so they were just working off of index cards and knowing the high and the low of the day, and very, very limited amount of data. And so they just let the market wiggle back and wiggle forward, and as it sort of randomly went, they didn't even watch the chart because there wasn't any chart to watch. And what's really interesting is, if you look at the data now, there's a horrible win rate in the trading community. It's like 95 to 97% of active retail traders lose money. And from everything that I can get anecdotally from people I know who were there, and from the stories that I've read, people trading in the pit and in the early days of the stock market, the win rate was much more like 20 to 30%. So it's a much cleaner way to trade, and a much simpler way to trade, a much more neurobiologically aligned way to trade. And really the only boredom is sitting here wondering if you're going to get paid more to the downside, or whether you're going to get more size to get paid more by having it whipsaw to the upside. All right, so now we're pushing down, Kind of finding some support here at 50.95. Oh, that didn't last very long. Again, I don't care if it holds. If 96 holds, it's just going to go back up to 5100. I'm going to get paid. That'll be great. No problemo. All right, so we just had a big high volume washout. Probably going to run it one more time back to the upside. Let's see if I can get paid one more time or whether it's just going to drop back down here and fill me on the bid. Oh, and actually, you know what? We've been going 15 minutes. My wife is calling. Let me go ahead and lock this video, proving another point, which is that you can pretty much do what you want and enter and exit the flow of wiggle wins at your leisure. So let me go ahead and just close this out up 350. And so now I'm back to flat. And let me just bring this over here and we'll end this video. So let's see. So I've had more than one session today, and you can see gross is 787. So let me think about what that is. I can never do that stuff in my head. 787 divided by 50. So that's basically 15 and 3/4 points. All right, so let me go check out what the family needs, and I will see you in the next trading video. Have a great day.